Morning, staff tribe. How y'all doing today? So I'm taking y'all along with me. It's bright and early here, getting the morning chores done, checking out a couple things. But we're gonna be playing. I thought a turkey was out there for a minute. They stay so close to that fence. Man, they starve to death. Act like I don't feed them whatsoever. But later today, we are gonna be doing some planting. What's up, y'all? They all congregate right here to this corner every time I come out every morning and afternoon. They know what's up. Watch this. Come on. Hey, y'all. I'm just kidding. Let's go back. Come on. All right, let's quit messing with these animals and feed them. I got like 2 turkeys that I let my row buddies. Ah, see, I say that and they ran away. But it's really just one turkey. Another one's starting to catch on, but it's like my little buddy. He always comes over here and hangs out without the other group, knowing I'll give him just a little bit more just for him. That's my turkey buddy. Hi, ladies. Here you go. Here goes. Nice warm house. Petting zoo fed. Nice, quick and easy. Give them all fresh water last night. So that's knocked out. It's gonna be a little chilly this morning, a little rainy. What's up, fellas? I didn't forget about y'all. Here we go. Little side note, if you do have a buck and a wether, always give them 2 spots to eat, just because that buck gets a little feisty, doesn't want the wether eating in his food. And so one of them will switch to the other one. So I just give them, they each get about a half scoop. T-Bird. T-Bird. Hey, dude. Maybe keep it down a little this morning? Nah. T-Bird. I'm not even kidding. I stopped hitting the record button and he cockadoodle dude. He does that just to get under my skin. There he is. So that is all the feeding with the animals we got to do this morning. It's pretty easy. We got it pretty functional around here. It doesn't take us too long. We don't have anything that needs to be milked just yet, so it's really pretty easy. The rabbits, they were all taken care of last night, but I wanted to show y'all what Jen did to the greenhouse while I was at work yesterday. She did some more cleaning and organizing. We are ready to rock and roll. And if y'all are new here, check out our beautiful signs that a staff trapper sent us. Zach's zinnias and Jen's tea garden. Can't wait to be back in here and actively using it. With this cattle panel greenhouse, it was great and all, and it's still absolutely fantastic. But when we get in this real January, February time here in Kentucky, it just gets too cold. We do sometimes put a heater in here, which you all will see once we get closer to doing our summer starts. And that does, it holds and it helps. But we're in this extreme cold. It's kind of hard to plant out here, and especially we rarely get sun in Kentucky. But starts are gonna go inside for today, and you all will see that here in just a minute. Check out that garlic. Coming up nicely. Perfect rows. I really could have put a lot more in here. My rows are too far spaced out, but I'm happy with them. A lot of questions around garlic and what it should be done. Told y'all, just forget about it. Just let it be and forget about it. It's gonna be fine. But I will like to answer a couple to kind of help out. Everybody's saying, should I see sprouts? Should they look like this? Should they not? What's going on with my garlic? Is it fine? Most cases, probably just fine. But if you're having an issue, or if you think you're having an issue, check your weather. What's your weather been like? We've had some really warm weather around here, so that's why we got sprouts. If you're further north and you've been more frozen, you might not see sprouts, or if you do, they might be extremely small. That's okay too. The last thing is, could be your layer of mulch. If it's real thick, you might have sprouts under there. If you can precisely know where you planted one, dig it back a little bit, you might see a sprout. It might just be on its way up. But overall, let it be. Garlic's doing fine. your garlic's doing fine, and let it rock and roll. Before we jump into this planning, I started a podcast. So Scott Burton was actually the one that really persuaded me to do this. But everybody supported behind it once he brought up the idea. So thank you all first off for that motivation and encouragement to do so. And I have published my first one. It released last night. It's on Podbean. But I'm still figuring out this podcast stuff. To my understanding, Podbean sends it out to anywhere, all the popular places that you get podcasts. But on Podbean, it's all free. You can listen to me ramble. I'm going to talk about homesteading, being a dad, being a husband, and kind of everything in between. At the beginning, it'll just be me probably, but we will have guests. Jen will be making appearances, the kids, some of your other favorite people that you watch on here. So all that stuff's down the road once I figure more out about it. But the first video was about strictly being a dad, being a father, and the struggles that come with that and how to handle it. So if you want to check that out, that'll be down below in the description. I appreciate it. And any feedback you can give, please do. Like I said, I'm brand new at this, so I can take all the suggestions and ideas that y'all got. So check that out. I really appreciate it. And also, if you have any like burning topics you want me to talk about, throw them down in the comments too. I appreciate it. You want to see some cool behind the scenes stuff on YouTube? Thought maybe it would be interesting for you all to see, because this is stuff that's our channel dashboard. So this is actually our audience, which I always think is the neatest thing to look at. So this is our overall channel in the last 28 days. Subscribed, we have 57% not subscribed, 33%. What's up, y'all? Let's hit that subscribe button. This bell notification, you always hear all the YouTube channels say, hit that bell so you get notified on everything we do. Well, right here, so subscribers who turn on all notifications for your channel, 30%. Subscribers who turn on all notifications for your channel and enabled YouTube notifications. So that allows them to get notified. We're at 30% and 23%. So this allows you, whenever we post a video or go live, YouTube will announce it. So just on our homepage, there's a little bell button, looks just like that. Click it. But something that's like the most still just blows my mind. Look at these countries. United States is obviously the biggest, but Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, Netherlands, let's see what else we got here. Germany, New Zealand, South Africa, Trinidad, Sweden, Ecuador, Ireland, St. Vincent, France, Switzerland, Italy, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Antigua, Spain, India, South Korea, Norway, and Qatar. How cool is that stuff? And this is just in the last 28 days. So neat. So these are like our top videos in the past 28 days. The weasel attack is #1, the chicken harvest. This one though, that we just posted yesterday about our storm damage is taking off. It's actually 1 out of 10 right now. So that's awesome. Thank you all for watching. But like we can see different things on our different videos. Like the dog video was not too hot. It was the lowest video that we've posted in this last 28 days, but that doesn't stop us from posting these videos. We love them. Obviously, we wish everyone would take off and be viral, but we love our cute doggies, so we're going to keep showing them. But this is some of the neat stuff that you want to look at. You know, you get average duration, so like this video did really well, but the duration didn't do too hot. So those are the things that Jen and I look at. So we look at that and we're like, okay, so the video was good. People like the idea of the content, but we didn't like hold their interest very long. And we know, again, for the most of you all that are watching this, y'all are watching it all, and we so much appreciate that. But we just keep trying to look at the analytics, trying to better ourselves, trying to better our videos, keep them more entertaining for you all. And I just wanted y'all to kind of see some of that background stuff that we do after we post a video to kind of check in, see how they're doing, and see if you all like it. So that's some neat stuff and the behind the scenes YouTube action. And this is like blowing my mind. I posted this last night at like 10 o'clock. Already got 41 followers. The podcast has 73 views already, a bunch of comments. Y'all are just too cool. So make sure to check that out if you want to. And yes, I'm going to be talking a lot of dad and husband stuff because I'm a dad and husband, and that's what I know the best of. But I'm going to be talking a lot about homesteading stuff. A lot of mothers, a lot of wives watched it and commented and said it resonated with them too. So ladies, if you're watching, give it a try too. Maybe hand it over to your husband too to see if they might be interested. I know a lot of people are getting more and more into podcasts, and people like listen to when they work out and when they're working and different stuff, getting out of just listening to music and actually want to try to learn something. So hopefully get a little motivation, learn a couple things, smile, laugh, maybe a couple tears. But like I said, I'll have that link down below. Everybody's still sleeping around here. But about time we get planting. So we're in our grow room, which is also our bedroom. So we do have a greenhouse, yes, but to start cool crops, we have to start inside just because it's a little too cold. Our greenhouse does hold heat well, but we'll drop a little too low this time of year to really have everything fully in the greenhouse. So we're starting in here. It is cool crop starting time, along with some flowers.
And herbs.
And herbs.
A lot of herbs.
A lot of herbs, a lot of flowers, and then our cool crops, which we'll walk through what we're going to plant, and we'll show you how to plant them. So we won't wear you out on it too much, so don't worry about that, but we will show you kind of depth that you need, like kind of the difference between the seeds, and then also kind of your grow light setup on how you want to set it up, and the height, because, you know, that's a big question. How high do I have my lights from my seeds and my starts? Do you got anything else you can think of?
I don't think so.
All right, so
well, we're doing a lot of starts, so
Yes.
if y'all need anything, let us know, and we'll figure it out, because a lot of the stuff we're starting is for you all too.
Yes.
It's not all for us.
Yeah, that is 100% accurate. I'm glad she mentioned that. Last year, we sell summer crops or summer starts all the time, but this is going to be our first season starting some cool crops, so we had asked that question to you also. A lot of people said like cabbages, cauliflowers, broccoli. I think we're going to do some kohlrabi because some people like that stuff, and then some herb starts and different things like that. So if you see something that we didn't plant here that you're like, I could really use that, let us know and we'll get it started for you because we still got time. So let's get right into this. So Jen and I are both set up here with our 2 trays. She's got one, I got one. She's already started to put her labels in. So just a quick what we're using. All this is Haas Tools stuff. It's their seed starting tray. Is it 152 cell tray?
I think so.
I think so. If it's not that, it's very close to that amount. So you can start a lot of seeds. They are a little bit smaller pods, as you can tell, so they will need to be transplanted. Not real quick, but this does allow you to get a lot of seeds started in a small amount of space. Just this year, they've added the bottom trays, so you can hold your water and you can bottom water feed, which is highly recommended, so you can have promote root growth. So you can put your water in the bottom, let them circle out, and then that keeps your soil moist. So when you start immediately with seed starting, you want your soil to be moist, not soaked. So you just want them to be wet enough, but still kind of crumbly. Basically, you can crump it in your hand, but then also let it crumble out pretty easily. So that's kind of your heads up when you're getting this water started. We are using all the Pro Mix seed starting soil. So that's also from Haas Tools. It's all Haas Tools stuff, basically. But we love it. That's why we use it.
Good
so
stuff.
It is really good stuff.
And it lasts year after year.
It does. It's so heavy duty. The Pro Mix also, you don't need to add anything to it fertilizer wise. We normally add Job's all purpose to our seed starting mix just because we usually were buying something cheap. But this you don't have to. It has all the fertilizer it needs.
Got everything it needs.
Yeah, and you're ready to go for germination. So she's getting the labels on. We like to go ahead and put our labels up before we put our seeds in. Known from experience, once you put your seeds in and cover them up, there's chances you might forget what you put in there. So it's good to go ahead and label all your spots, so that makes it a little bit easier and you don't have to worry about forgetting anything. We also just use, let me see one of those.
What?
This. It's just basically a little piece of wood. But they hold up really well to the water and to the sun and all that stuff, so they're pretty good. We're just right on with the Sharpie. But let's get to planting. How's that spray bottle treating you?
I hate those things. I tried to get the more expensive spray bottle.
That is the more expensive one. You wanted the Roll King brand.
Did I?
Yeah.
It says upside down spray, or does not. It has to have water up to here to even get it to spray.
Invest in a good spray bottle for this. All right, so real quick, what we're planning, because we've already got all of our labels in. So I'm doing my zinnia cactus mix. I'll tell you what, I had all this lined out, and then of course it just all goes away immediately.
How the dirt just flying.
Zinnia cactus mix, a giant zinnia mix, and then my giant lime zinnias. So that will not be all the zinnias that we plant, but that is what we're starting now. I'm also doing this kale. I don't know how to pronounce it. Do you? How do you pronounce it?
Lacinato.
Lacinato. That's in my gardener. Then some red Russian kale from Baker's Creek, and some Godzilla broccoli, and some kohlrabi, and some Swiss chard, and Tete Noir, purple cabbage from Baker's Creek, And then now Jen's, if she ever figures out this water situation, she'll show you what she's
put. I figured it out. I took the top off.
Look at her. You're gonna be too moist.
Fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Y'all know that everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
I wish y'all could see what she's doing. Look, actually, you can see, right? Look at those puddles. Now we're gonna have to sit here and you're gonna have to let that absorb before you do any kind of planting. Good thing you still got to talk to them about what you're planting over there, because you sure gonna need it with how wet everything is.
Fix that problem. Okay, so I am planting some strawberry blonde calendula. So I'm doing my herbs first. Some triple curled parsley from M.I. Gardner.
Lighting's fantastic in here.
It is.
Hey, I got an idea. Keep going.
Some lime basil from M.I. Gardner. Some St. John's wort from M.I. Gardner, which I'm really excited about. I told you all in my tea garden video that I could not wait for that. Some cilantro, because I just need some cilantro. We are doing Let There Be Light. We're doing the purple top white globe turnip from Baker Creek. Some Joy Choy Chinese cabbage from Hoss Tools. And a Copenhagen cabbage from the M.I. Gardner Homestead collection. I got that last year. It was really, really cool to have that. And most of them I saved, but some are getting planted this year.
And it's the prettiest little design on a seed packet.
Love it.
It's a really cool just collection all in general.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're doing some Flame Star cauliflower from Hoss Tools. Some Graffiti cauliflower from Hoss Tools. And some Twister cauliflower from Hoss Tools. So that's what's going in my tray.
Okay, Jen's going to show you all how to plant a herb seed, which is small. So you have 3 different size seeds that you're going to come across. You're going to have tiny, which is your flowers, your herbs, all those different things are very small, little bitty seeds. Then you're going to have your medium size, which is going to be more like your cabbage. Cabbage, broccoli, your cauliflowers. Then you're going to have your large, which are your beans, your pole beans, and different stuff like that. So your spacing on everything you're going to see here is either going to be a 1/4 or a 1/2. And anywhere in between is okay to plant these. You just don't want to get to the 2/3 or an inch like you might for a bean because of that. So she's going to do a 1/4 inch for these. And she's going to show you kind of how she does her hole and then how she covers them up. And then we'll fast forward through the rest of them and talk to you afterwards.
So I only have 9 of these seeds because somebody sent them to me. So I have 1 for each hole, and I'm really hoping they're going to germinate. So we'll see. I really need something.
Use the Sharpie.
Dirty. Oh, like the water.
The top. You crazy?
Okay.
So you just take the top of the Sharpie and then just kind of dip a little hole.
Little 1/4 of an inch. Tiny little hole. Loosely cover it or lightly cover it. Don't pack it down. Super simple.
And then lastly, how many seeds do you put in the hole? So for that one specifically, she's doing 1 each just because it's a limited amount that we have and just fingers crossed they germinate. My rule of thumb that we normally do is 2 seeds per hole, just to make sure that we do get germination in each, and we can always space them at another time, right? So we can separate them and do a little bit better once we get there. But we do 2 seeds a hole. That just verifies and gives us double the chance of germination, along with giving us more plants because we can always separate as long as you do it at an earlier stage and not when the roots get too bound. But that's what we do. Let's get these things planted.
Okay, so we just recorded that whole segment, but it wasn't actually recorded.
We sure did.
So we're going to do it again.
See y'all, that was the first time.
Yeah.
So we are using several different grow lights here. We want to do this to do a test. I think this is one of the most popular questions when it comes to gardeners and starting your seeds is what to use for a grow light. So last year we used the shop light. That's the only thing we used.
Yep.
And that's what we started. But again, we have a greenhouse, so our stuff isn't in here long term.
It's just to get it germinated.
Right. However, this did a great job. As you notice, we're probably, let's see, do the finger test. 1, 2, 3, about 4 inches above. That's okay for when you're just trying to germinate. However, once they come up, and we'll talk about it at that time, You want to move it down a little because you don't want it to get leggy. But for germination, this is just fine.
And our shop light is 40 watts and 6,500 kelvins. So if you're at Walmart and you're wondering which one in the world do I get, 40 watts, 6,500 Kelvin does perfectly.
Exactly right. Now there's nothing in this one, but we wanted to show you these lights as well. These have two that you can kind of move around and do whatever you want. Now this Hoss Tools tray is very big, and this does span. But what I'm noticing is it doesn't get every single cell. But these are going to be great when we transplant and we put them in, say, grow bags, because we can center it strictly to those.
Those we got on Amazon. They'll be in the store.
Yes. And then so now we got our favorite two, which is our first time trying. I say our favorite two just because they look cool. So we'll see actually how they do. This is where we're going to put Jen's that she did. So
most of them are herbs that I planted.
Right. So most are herbs. They need a nice warm soil. So we have a heat mat that's up here. It's just another one that was on there. It's Fairy Morse, pretty popular brand when it comes to gardening.
Walmart too, I think.
Yes, you can get them at Walmart. We could probably actually use two with how big these Hoss Tool things are, but I'm gonna try to center this on the herb side. So let's get ours on there and get these lights on. Okay, so now these two, this one's on there. It's sitting on the mat. Her herbs on this side, so I kind of moved the mat board towards this end. So these have two options. You have a bloom and a veg. So the bloom is what we're going to start with. The veg is when you're a little bit further along and you're actually trying to get some veggies off of it. So we're going to stick with the bloom.
Watch your eyes.
Yeah, it gets a little bright. So these are two different colors that are on there. So that's two different structures that they have. This one's strictly red, where this one's kind of a bluish red. And that is a really good setup for grow lights. These are each about $30, $40, I think, maybe $50 per, but they are also in the Amazon store if you're interested. So that is our grow light setup.
This is our most legit setup that we have ever had.
It is. We actually use one.
We usually wing it by the window or
right.
have really leggy plans.
Right, and we last year we did it on wide shelf just with this, but it works. The shelf was at Lowe's for $40. They kept going down in price. They probably still have them on sale, and it's awesome to use because it's easy to hook your grow lights on. One thing that's neat too, check this out. So you can see your hooks here. So say I want to move it down, I just pull it down. And I can go down even closer. And it's very easy to move with these kinds. So when you're looking at how you want to set up your grow lights, you really need to think about how you're going to hook your lights up, because they all come with these little kind of hooks and you need to be able to move them up and down easy. And so this allows that to happen. Very easy.
Good deal. Yes, and obviously we're in our bedroom, but just like any kind of plant, they only need 12 hours of light, and then you put them to bed at night. So at night when we're sleeping, these lights are not going to be on.
That's such a good thing to remember. You're trying to mimic outside, right? So just whatever the outside setup is, you're trying to create summer in your house. It still goes dark at night, so you can turn your lights off at night.
Good deal.
We're up in here in the alien sauna room. All the wild lights. So today you got to hang out with the animals, see all the hard work Jen did on the greenhouse, making that bad boy ready for us.
It was a nice day yesterday, so I spent some time in there.
It was beautiful.
It was really nice.
I had to spend it at work, so that was kind of a bummer. And today it's raining, so perfect. But you get to learn a little bit about garlic. You get to see some behind the scenes stuff on YouTube, what we do to try to keep bettering our videos every day. And then of course the main point right here, all the seedlings started. So we've got, what do we say, over 300 plants that are now to germinate, which there'll be some doubles in there we'll have to thin, so who knows, maybe 400 or stuff. So the winter or the spring gardening is underway. And also don't forget to check out the podcast if you're into that. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. She liked it, and everybody seems to like it, so I'll take it for my first round. I guess I didn't mess up too bad, so I appreciate that. But anything else you got for them?
I think so.
All right, y'all. We love y'all, and until the next one.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.